big, heavy on the charm. The gold steady falling on my letterman. I rep the wicked and the cephalus. Turn rookies out of veterans. Yeah, blink twice and I'm ahead of them. Never lost, what's the evidence? Pick a boss, I'ma get him then. And it's fire that I'm sending them.
Hello and welcome in, everybody. It is a nice Wednesday night that we have here. I'm not used to casting 9 p.m. games. Give me a second. It is late night here, of course. Again, like I just said, it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so a little bit later than what you'd normally see, even in collegiate esports. But either way, we are here. We should be ready to go in just a little bit, just making sure we get everyone into the lobby. But we are ready to go for Rocket League NECC Division 7 East B Conference. It is a mouthful with how NECC has decided to restructure everything. I really enjoyed the champions, the legends. Legends is a sick name. Now you play in Division 1. I liked playing in Legends personally, but maybe that's just a me thing. Anyways, we are ready to go, about to be, I should say, ready to go. We have Lebanon Valley taking on Hagerstown Community College. This is definitely a newer org. I have not seen them before, and I've not really seen anything from them. I actually tried to scour social media, and maybe I simply just missed it, but I spent 20 minutes trying to find this school's social medias, and I could only find the colleges, or yeah, I guess it's college, so the college's official pages. So I'm going to take it. There's a chance they don't have athletics, or they just don't really use social media, which is both possible. It's a community college, so realistically, it could be both of those things, to be honest with you. But that's not what we're here to talk about. What we are here to talk about is Lebanon Valley College and Hagerstown Community College taking each other on in Rocket League. We have LVC, of course, ready to go here. Now, we are actually getting into the lobby. I do see one player of HCC in the lobby right now, but we are definitely don't have everyone just yet, so we'll have one more second while we await here. But this is the first week of NECC play for everybody. So if you were here in the past couple of days, you would have seen Smash yesterday, where they lost in set 3 to Southern New Hampshire, or SNHU. And on Monday, you would have seen Valorant win 2-0 in their series there over Pace Electric Blue. Now, it looks like they are going to be waiting a second. I do see everyone's in the lobby, but I just saw a chat. So we are going to be just a second. But while we're here, we can talk a little bit about the placement tournaments that we saw last week. LVC, unfortunately, only got to play in one of the 3 games. They end up having to forfeit the first. They got a forfeit win in the second. They lost 3-1 to Michigan JV in the 3rd game there. Now, that was best of 5, but for the first time ever, we have... Sorry, I had to look down at my notes. I had to turn off party chat. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna stop talking for just a second before to turn this off. There we go. Okay. Apologies for that. I have quick chat on, or I had chat on. I forgot I was using it one day, and I never turned it off. But that doesn't matter. We are into the game, as you can see here. So we are perfect, ready to go as LVC kicks off against Hagerstown Community College. That one gets a little close for Maroon. We'll send it up to Samus. Samus, the one, of course, you want to see have the ball. He's been here all 4 years. He certainly has his experience. The other 2 have only been here for a couple, and they are certainly learning a lot from a player like Samus, who we will unfortunately be losing this year as he is a senior. Colin, not able to get a good pinch there, has to leave it up for Maroon. And that's actually a crazy shot from Samus. I didn't expect it to be on target, and it mostly was. I think it would have bounced out regardless, but still going to count as a shot either way. Sent out to that orange corner, but again, just getting carried on away. Zepp finally looking to get some offense here for Hagerstown. They really haven't had anything other than that initial kickoff, and even there, not a great touch. In fact, it's more of a back touch than anything. Awkward position there for Musty Healer, and you're just getting cycled over and over again if you are the Hawks. Dribble from Sam, doesn't get the second touch to go. We'll have to send it on away, or we'll have it sent on away Now his teammates going to look to pick up. Maroon just going to shoot this ball, but he ends up curving it a little too far left. Maybe expecting that player to be a little more aggressive on the defensive side. Sam fakes one, doesn't get past the second. Colin, though, will follow through. Shot was not on target, I don't believe. Will, I think, count as a shot, but realistically, it was not going to go no matter what. This Hagerstown team, I actually went 2-1 in the placement tournament. They took the first series 3-2 over MVNU, and then they lost their second series and won their third against Fanshaw's JV team 3-1. So this is a solid squad, at least from what I've been able to gather, which is unfortunately not a ton of information, but is at least a little bit to work with there. Now, LVC have been putting on a ton of pressure here on the Hawks, but Zepp, not a great touch. If he gets a touch center there, there's a potential for a shot, but now it's LVC on the counter, whiff on the backboard, but Sam sends it all the way across. Jay Collin not able to get there. Maroon last man back, just needs to buy time for his team in the air as Musty Healer ends up sending it a little too far across, didn't have a teammate ready to send that one home, so they'll have to find another avenue to get down the street. Samus, though, catches that one a little too heavy on the touch there. Gonna send that ball flying into the ceiling. Now, though, has another opportunity. Just a very light touch, and that's a Samus goal. You can see the player cams there, and you can even see Coach Frenchie in the background. Now, I'm sure if you're here, you remember Frenchie played as a player on this team. He was a player on this team for the past 4 years, as was I. Well, I was not a player on this team, but I was, of course, here with you guys. On this side, as it's an open net, Zepp off the kickoff, gonna slam that one to the back left. That may have been the one place where that was actually savable, but it doesn't really matter. Colin's not able to get back fast enough, but that's simply on the player that was going for that kickoff, which I looked away for a second, so I'm not super sure who that was. Either way, it is a 1-1 scoreline. We've got 2:15 left in this game. Samus up. Colin was up for a second, but allows Samus to continue carrying this one downfield. Good carry. Has Jay Colin up. Shot, though, off the backboard. Maroon follows through. That's a goal. That was nearly a save, but instead, Maroon gets another one for Lebanon Valley, and they retake the lead with 2 minutes on the clock. Samus again carrying this one around, but is contested. Had Jay Collin ready to pick up the pace wherever that one ended. Don't worry about the latency variation. As we can see, it's not actually causing any issues. But that's actually almost an open net. I thought it was for a minute there. I didn't see Colin, but did manage to make his way back. A whiff and a back touch now. Going to give LVC some space to work with Jay Collin, though. No boost at all. So that one will get sent back to his half. Musty tries to center it, but does not have anyone home. Now again picked up by Colin. Tries to dribble. Didn't really have any space to work with. Samus bumped off the touch. We'll have to just allow his teammates to go for this one. It's a double whiff, so that's a free goal. Maroon going to capitalize, and LVC have extended their lead to 3-1. Zepp wins the kickoff there for his team. Musty Healer up, has almost, I thought Musty was going for a reset there, but didn't get under the ball enough to get that reset to begin with. So it'll simply just be a clear for Lebanon Valley once more. Zepp gets contested. A bump onto Samus from his own teammate. Gonna have to force him to go back, but it doesn't even matter. Samus will continue there. So he does end up shooting, takes the shot, and that will go in the back of the net. Zepp not able to hop up fast enough on the save, on the clear. Again, Samus has possession, but it's sent away once more. Samus just doing a great job of opening up the space for his teammates. He does have 2 goals himself, but certainly opening up the shooting lanes for Maroon, for J-Con. Samus bumps Colin into rotation there, and it causes a little bit of a mix-up there on the HCC side. So Zepp's whiff is certainly not going to help that any further, but it is a 3-goal lead with just 10 seconds. So that's going to be game number 1 to LVC. Now, as everyone is realistically used to, outside of those that play in ECAC for some reason, this is now best of 7s instead of best of 5s. So you have to win 1 more game than you normally would have to in any other league outside of ECAC, as LVC just continue to put up shots. 3-4 shots in succession there. Either way, it's still Lebanon Valley's game, and they will take game number 1. But let's take a look at the stats here. As we see in that demos category, which is the one I typically look to first, just because it's not a standard category that you would see with the rest of these numbers. But I mean, actually, I'm not even gonna look at demos. I'm gonna look at Samus's shots. Almost 14, 15 shots from Lebanon Valley, 9 shots from Samus alone. I mean, what more can you ask for? When I said Samus is opening up shooting, he is opening up shooting. Great work from him to get LVC into position here to win this series, to win that game. Now up 1-0 in the series. I will call it out. I saw in the chat, as in the game chat, just a little bit ago. It seems to be a mutual thing that a lot of players in NECC or Rocket League NECC are not enjoying it, that it's now best of 7 instead of best of 5. The reason for that can be different for a lot of players, but typically in any league or even in RLCS, you won't see best of 7s until playoffs. So it's a little bit of an awkward format. Again, ECAC is the only league that does best of 7s in the regular season outside of now NECC. It has never changed, so I'm not sure what the change was for. NECC didn't really explain why they changed it. They just kind of said, oh yeah, we're doing best of 7s now. Not super sure what that means necessarily for the future, and I wonder if other titles could possibly see their series end up changing, but that's a future conversation for people with much bigger titles than myself. 50 there, ends up going to that LVC corner, but still no pressure. It feels a little disjointed here from this HCC squad. That one off the top crossbar, not going to connect. It'll now be back to Maroon, sends it mid. Samus doesn't have a ton of boost to work with. He'll just put it in the corner so he can try and steal that boost, which he was unable to. Now has to back all the way away. Maroon used the rest of his boost to take that shot. 2 players go up and get the save. Now Samus has some space, has a lot of boost to shoot with, goes for the double, but is met at the ball. So Samus will have to go back, but Maroon quickly flies in. Jay Collin takes another follow, but doesn't have power on the shot. We'll have to back away. This one handed off to Colin. But again, nothing really dangerous for either side there. Samus again sending it mid, tries to get that next touch, but doesn't have the means to achieve it. Samus again off the backboard. Looks for the double, doesn't have the angle. So LVC continuing to put on shots, and we saw Samus had 9 shots last game. Realistically, that pace is probably going to be relatively consistent. Samus is just typically, at least considering his rank in comparison to everyone else in the lobby, he is just a much faster player than anyone else. And that's not a knock to anyone in the lobby. That's just simply the difference. And when you get into these lower divisions like this, you are going to see a lot more disparities. It's kind of similar to our Val team, where we have Juice, who is an Immortal, and everyone else in the lobby is Diamond at the highest. And occasionally you'll get like 1 or 2 Ascendants, but that's almost never going to happen. So this is another one of those cases. Either way, though, LVC still having to compete for this one. Maroon On the wall, not able to track that one down. Jumps a little bit past it. Off the corner, though, is Jay Collin. Good bump, even though it was likely unintentional. I think Jay Collin was just trying to get a touch himself. Maroon, another shot there. LVC are continuing to lay down the shots. As that's a big 50 right in front of the LVC net. A follow through. Samus reads it. May have expected that one to go high, but it does go low. Collin out to the wall, has Maroon. Can Maroon catch this pass? No, he actually just sends it off to Samus, who blasts in. Doesn't get a good touch off the corner, though, so that's going to be a little bit of defensive pressure on LVC. Not for very long. Collin has gotten a good 50, but again, it's back out in the passing game. That's the LVC play style. At those infield passes, and with Faithful and Frenchie coaching, you know that they are going to be harping on that infield passing on the collective unit. That's what made those two, along with Magar, such a special roster at LVC. A reset is, I think, there. I'm pretty sure they had it, but they didn't use it. Now out mid once more. Bump onto Samus. Maroon, though, is there for the save. Collin, no boost. Maroon, no boost either. Samus, the only one with boost on LVC. He's getting bumped as well, but Collin able to taxi this one all the way out to the midfield. Rough back touch from Maroon. It actually kind of works out because Samus was still rotated back. Gonna look for a second touch, doesn't get it. Now makes it awkward for these HCC players. Still not a single goal in this game, and we are down to the final 10 seconds of regulation. We may very well see a 0-0 overtime. Maroon, again, 50s off the corner. This is a big moment, though. Almost led to an LVC opening. But for now, we likely are just going to see OT, unless if Samus or Collin can get to this ball. They should be able to. Samus, though, just gets a touch a little too far away off of that Collin whiff. Good bump from Samus and directs the ball away. Now he's going to have a chance to go coast to coast. Will he be able to get there? He may just look for a bump onto Zepp or just look to hand it to Maroon, who, again, is low on boost. And by low, I mean has 2. Off the backboard. Samus, though, nobody home. Trying to will this LVC team to a Game 2 victory. Maroon following this one, but ran out of boost again. As Samus contests, but it's sent away. So the pressure is relieved for now. But the Hawks need to swoop in, take advantage. Unable to there. Pop up there from Maroon. Gives the man of the hour some space. That's Samus, but he had 3 players waiting for him to take a shot. All 3 players were sitting in net. There is no chance you are scoring there unless if the other team is legitimately silvers. And even then, it's rare those ones go. LVC continuing, though, to mount so much pressure. There's really not been many offensive opportunities, if anything meaningful whatsoever, for HCC. Samus again following, but maybe not expecting a double whiff there. Has to just get a touch to buy his teammates some time. Collin follows, shoots. Does he score? No, but this one's in front of an open net, so Maroon will come through and take that one. A 1.5 minute overtime. It's a 3-man play realistically. Collin, though, will get credit for the assist. And LVC are going to take game number 2. And taking a look at the stats here again. Actually, it's Maroon taking the most shots. That one threw me off a little bit, as Samus tends to be the one that's up first on the offensive side. You can see, though, 17 total shots, approaching 20 on that game, and only 1 goal goes through. On the other side, I mean, 2 shots, you just can't win like that. And both of those shots even were saved. There's really not much else to say there, though. I mean, I'm looking at these stats, and it's all told in that shot category. 17-2, that's just unacceptable if you are the Hawks. You will not win games by giving up 17 shots, and certainly almost another one there from Samus. 50 off the ceiling. Colin isn't able to read it. Zepp will have to send this one out. But again, it just bounces towards that corner. Samus gets bumped by Colin. Maroon dives in there. A little bit of a close situation, but it works out as Maroon, not a big touch, but Colin will be able to follow. Now Musty again sending it back to that LVC corner. Doesn't have boost, but can follow this one. Passes mid, but it's very, very slow. Not enough power on that one. There is power on that shot. Again, though, saved. That one's going to go to Colin. And that touch is actually handed to Maroon. He just doesn't have boost. Feels like we're seeing Maroon run out of boost a lot. It's almost an own goal there from Luxera. As again, Luxera's just put in such awkward positions there on the defensive side. Maroon doing a good job of bumping, giving his teammates time to get back on that defensive side. Samus will contest, looks for the double, actually looks for the dunk, doesn't get either of them. Now up in the air here we have Zepp trying to dribble, gets a reset again I think, but doesn't use it. It's really hard to tell because that's exactly what it looks like when you get a reset, but when the players aren't going to be using them basically at all, it's a little bit harder to tell. That one sent vaguely into harm's way, but it's like saying a pair of child scissors are going to cut your hands open and send you to the hospital. Samus will again take another shot. This one, though, gets sent out to actually Maroon. Colin was a little too far forward. I think that's more so on the touch, though, rather than the positioning of Colin. He'll flick it up past one, but not past two. The second will whiff. Now back in net are two players of HCC. And again, they are just getting stifled. They are not being given a chance to breathe here. It's they're not only just sitting in their own half over and over, they also have basically no boost at all times. Maroon this time does have boost, almost makes something happen. Will at least give Sam an opportunity. He has a reset. He does use it, but the patience was there. Unfortunately, it's just contested. If that's not contested, though, Samus certainly scores that shot off the backboard into the reset. Now he's going to be giving himself another opportunity to get a double. Just has to send it away to his teammates. Colin can't follow. Shot is on target. Maroon can't get there. So finally, in Game 3, Hagerstown are going to find their first lead of the series. It is a 1-0. Still have 2 minutes left in this game. Colin sets it mid, but almost puts it straight into harm's way. It's now LVC again on the counter. Demo comes through. Anyone home mid? No. Samus tries to control, but just has to get a touch around two. No boost for that play, that third. Now it's dangerous. 50 almost finds its way into the back of the net once more for the Hawks. But instead, they'll be sending it out to the corner, though Samus is ready for it. Musty, not going to get anything on the carry. Now it's going to fall again into this corner. We are seeing a lot of corner play here from both sides. Pass mid. Samus is there. Gets two to jump. That's a double commit. That's a very rough double commit if Samus can get it mid, but he is unable to. 1 minute now in Game 3. Hagerstown 1-0 lead. Samus, though, from the sky, won't find the shot. He'll get blocked. Colin tries to get the second touch. Isn't able to, so Samus will clean it up. And it is 1-2-1. 48 seconds remain. LVC looking to keep the clean sheet. Samus is doing a great job of letting his teammates play. Realistically, all he needs to do is allow his teammates to open up some space. Because when Samus gets hot, especially in a matchup like this one, he very well could continue to put up 9 shots a game. Now going to try and get it past all three members of Hagerstown, not able to do so. This is a good 50 for LVC. Samus trying to follow, definitely not expecting the whiff. Everyone on Hagerstown, no boost. That's a free shot. Again, it's Maroon coming through in the dying seconds of these games. That one sort of gets handed to him, but regardless, you're going to take that shot when it's open. And with just 15 seconds left, HCC are not in a great spot here. Samus just 50ing there. Seconds will continue to tick down, and all you need to do if you're LVC is get some time, buy some time off the clock. 1 second remains. Ball cannot hit ground, and it does. Lebanon Valley 3-0, 1 away from taking down this Hagerstown Community College Hawks squad. And, I mean, looking at the shots again, Colin didn't even have to shoot in this game. He simply just let his teammates play. That's the best thing for him, especially when you are winning. 9 shots in total from Lebanon Valley. A bit better there of an effort from HCC. They're starting to figure things out, but that may just be too little too late. 3-0. Reverse sweeps and best of 5s are hard enough. Reverse sweeps and best of 7s, they almost never happen. Look at RLCS. They've only happened maybe twice. Good bump from Colin there. Gonna allow Maroon to get some space. Just blasts a shot on net, but Luxera is ready for that shot. Colin gonna send this one out to Maroon. Actually, may have to be Samus to take the ball out. Whiff. Up to a light touch. That's actually a solid shot, but saved away by Colin. Good 50 from Samus. Doesn't have a lot of boost, so he'll actually get beat to the ball. Demo from Jay Colin. Going to allow Maroon to have some time to take this one out. Whiffs, but because of that demo, it actually gives him time. And I'd like to see someone else from LVC take the ball there. Maroon was a little bit awkward at that point, but he will, again, send this one down. Pass to Colin. Shot is spotted out. Luxera again, a 50. Samus, though, almost able to sneak one behind the defense. Jay Colin almost does as well. Not going to go. He'll whiff on that corner touch as well. That's a not great touch into the midfield. Zepp ready for it, at the very least. Demo comes through. Another whiff as Colin follows through. Puts it mid. Zepp ready to go. Samus going to contest him at the midfield. Maroon almost gets another one to go by. Off the ceiling. Musty going to whiff on that. So does Colin. Samus gets it back to Maroon. Good work on that pass from Samus. Gives his teammate an opportunity to take a shot, but Maroon unable to control the ball well enough to get his way to the front of the net. Samus will again have to send it away. There's a lot of big 50s coming through. Just a little bit of boomer ball going. Samus gets bumped off the touch. Colin follows. But again, sent away. Zepp actually not in a great position to shoot. I didn't see Musty up in the air until it was a little late. We'll just have to take a 50. And that one's going to roll all the way back to the hands of Luxera. That's 50 mid. Samus gets it past one. Zepp, though, again, ready for it. Colin, no, not really any boost. Gets it past the first. A demo onto Samus. And now a bump onto Samus by Zepp, but no one from HCC is really in possession of the ball. So that's going to allow Samus to get right back on the attack. Almost puts one through. Now it'll be up to Zepp to shoot, and he's going to take it. Will score. Nearly an identical situation to last game. I think it was 2:08 left on the clock there instead of 2:09. Maybe even been 2:02. So Hagerstown will again find themselves in a lead, but like we saw last game, LVC were able to pull it through. The last second goal at 15 seconds to seal the game. This time it would be to seal the series. Colin just going to shoot. I like the read there from Musty, but not able to get their car to where the ball was going. Samus double, not going to fall. Colin 50 all the way out to the corner. Maroon tries to take a shot. I would imagine that's what that looked like there, but it's a little hard to tell. Quick touch, just going to send it back to that blue corner. And at this point, if you're Hagerstown, you just need to take time off the clock. You just need to control the ball, control possession, not allow Samus to make a solo play. Backflip, almost gets the double to go. But LVC will have to find another way. Colin, full boost. Samus, touch forward. That's a good contest. Samus, though, doesn't have the boost to make this one happen. Maroon isn't able to follow in time. Now down to a minute, 60 seconds to go. Hagerstown just moments away from getting a game victory here and potentially looking to start the reverse sweep. Off the corner, though, all three players are in this corner. They need to be careful. They cannot give away possession. They can't give away open possession, and they've done just that. Jay, Colin, and Maroon were ready to shoot that one. Zepp gets stuck in the net, and that is going to be disastrous. Again, Lebanon Valley, 39 seconds on the board, and they have evened up the game. Samus kickoff, 50s left, Maroon ready, gets that boost as well. Now has a chance to get a touch to the mid. Is Jay Colin going to get there? No, a little too strong on the pass. Samus, though, solo play, reset in, can't follow through. Now down to 20. Colin looking for a double of his own. Not there. Samus, though, ready to go. And Samus, it was nearly inevitable. He finds his way to the back of the net, and he's done it right there with 16 seconds left instead of 15. Deja vu all over again for Hagerstown. Can they change what feels like fate at this point? We're just 10. They've got one good opportunity left in them. And that 50 may have just done enough to solidify it. Samus will take a shot just for the fun of it. And with 1 second left, this ball cannot hit the ground. Otherwise, that will be series done and dusted, of which has just occurred. Lebanon Valley 4-0, clinical and clean over Hagerstown Community College. Never a doubt in that series. As we get a final look at the stats. Looking at the shots category, it is 14 for Lebanon Valley, only 3 for Hagerstown. So not a great showing over there, but regardless, that is going to do it here for us tonight. Thank you guys all for joining us. That is going to be at LVC or LVC_esports. Wow, I've said this line 1,000 times, and somehow the 1,001st is the one that gets me. But thank you guys all for joining. That is going to be at LVC_esports on Twitter and Instagram. Go follow us on those platforms to see when we play, who we play, all that sort of stuff. And also go look at the GoDutchman.com website, the esports section of our athletics website, to go see our schedule, go see our rosters, and all of that. But for now, that is going to be it from here in Annville. Thank you all for joining. We'll catch you guys next week. That is it for our week this week. We will catch you guys on Monday for LVC Valorant. Thank you guys for joining us this week. It has been week 1 of play here at Lebanon Valley College for the 2025-2026 season. Thank you guys all for joining. We'll see you guys next time for LVC Valorant. Peace out for now.